This bulletin is live on Joy 99.7 and Hit 103.9 FM here in Accra. We are on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi and myjoyonline.com, an affiliate in all 16 regions of Ghana, including Victory FM Aplau, Radio Justice Tamale, and Dreams FM Bogotanga, live on X Spaces and Facebook. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy, energizing dreams. Coming up, government under intense pressure to drop plan to amend Cybersecurity Act as social media users and minority in parliament warn the proposed bill will kill free speech.
They are seeing appears to be a draft and that they want to consult on that draft. From what I have seen as a former information minister, this draft is dangerous, though it's not surprising.
This afternoon we'll share excerpts of the bill with you. Also coming up, preparations for the Black Queens AFCON qualifier against Egypt in turmoil as players boycott training over unpaid bonuses. We'll hear from the Sports Minister Kofi Adams on the development. Also, government plans to amend the Persons with Disabilities Act to introduce new provisions that would extend the prison term for those who fail to make their buildings accessible from current 3 months to a possible 6 months.
Therefore, in the Amendment Act to Act 715, we will increase the term of imprisonment for persons who refuse to comply.
We have more as the former president of the Ghana Federation of Disabled Persons hails the interventions, saying they will go a long way to improve the lives of persons with disabilities. Also, Education Minister's directive for senior high school students to keep short hair dividing opinion among parents, with some rejecting the move as unnecessary despite government's emphasis on discipline.
The question is, what does hair got to do with academics?
It doesn't really make sense. I don't see the correlation with hair and studies.
To me, a good idea.
We have details as the minister insists all schools must strictly comply.
There is an ongoing debate about haircuts and size and length of hair in secondary schools. We will not tolerate it today. We will not tolerate it tomorrow.
We have details of that. Plus, we'll take you live to Cape Coast, where St. John's Seminary has defeated Mankasim and Suhum Presby SHS to advance to the quarterfinal stage of the 2025 National Science and Maths Quiz Competition.
At the end of the contest, Presby Senior High School Suhum 16 points, Mankasim Senior High Technical School 38 points, St. James Seminary Senior High School 54 points.
You want to stay with me for the details of these headlines? I am Pearl Ofori. This is Joy News, independent, fearless and credible. In our first story, the government is coming under intense pressure to drop its planned amendments to the Cybersecurity Act after several provisions in the draft bill were flagged as serious threat to rights and freedom, particularly free speech. The bill, which is currently undergoing stakeholder consultations, is sponsored by the Communications Ministry with the aim to safeguard the cyberspace and prevent abuses. But even before the bill is finalized and presented to Parliament, its contents are drawing sharp public criticism. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent and member of our Legal Affairs Desk, Kwekwa Sante, joins me in the studio with a copy of this bill and some of these provisions which have been flagged. So, Kwekwa, take us through the bill and the concerns being raised.
So, for instance, if you look at section 67(4)(a) of this proposed bill, it says that a person shall not use any online computer service or any other electronic device to track the location of another person without the consent of that person. So, for instance, when Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa was tracking President Akufo-Addo's travels across the world, that will have attracted sanctions. In fact, it's a jail term that it proposes. And then again, it says that a person shall not create a false identity online or a fake social media profile for the purposes of following an adult where the contact is unacceptable. Again, some people have raised concerns about the fact that people are able to use pseudonyms and other things on social media, and that should not be criminal. If also you look at certain parts of the bill, it talks about a person shall not use an electronic device or medium to deliberately spread false or misleading information with the intent to deceive or manipulate a person or a fact. That also comes with a fine of 5,000 penalty units to 25,000 penalty units. And mind you, a penalty unit is 12 Ghana cedis, but also a prison term of 3 to 5 years or both. There are similar set sections in the law, and social media has been awash with comments, people talking about how this bill is so intrusive and actually goes against the rights of so many people.
So we know that the former Information Minister, Kojo Nkrumah, has been urging government to drop this plan. Why?
He says that the President Kufuor government, in fact, between 2001 and 2009, actually repealed the criminal libel law. He does not see why government should be bringing such a law that is draconian in its effect.
We are seeing appears to be a draft, and that they want to consult on that draft. From what I have seen as a former information minister, this draft is dangerous, though it's not surprising. And let me explain why it's not surprising. It's not surprising because I think the president first announced it, that they are going to use the national security apparatus to go after people who make comments on social media that they consider, for whatever reason, whether it's under hate speech or it's under whatever, they consider it unfavorable. They're going to search for your IP addresses and then get the security apparatus to go after you. The president himself said it. So it's not surprising that his minister is now following up with a draft bill with such wild provisions in there. What is dangerous about it is that over the last set of decades, various countries have been moving away from criminalizing speech. There are other remedies for speech that may be deemed unfavorable, most of them civil, but not necessarily criminalizing it. And that's why you would recall that even the Criminal Libel and Sedition Act was repealed by the Kufuor administration. There are still remnants of laws that still seek to criminalize speech.
You had the former Information Minister, Kojo Nkrumah. Let's go on the phone lines now and speak to Imani, Africa's Vice President for Innovation and Strategy. Selim Brandt here for his perspective on this. Good afternoon. Thank you for your time on the Midday News. We do know that this bill is still undergoing what the ministry calls stakeholder consultation. Do you share the view of the minority that it must be shelved?
Yes. So basically, I will say that this is just one of quite a few bills or drafts or amendments that are a slew of some of these that are being considered for amendment or for passing or drafting for passing within this, that we have gotten to word of within this the last week or so. And we are looking at sweeping changes to the current digital infrastructure in terms of the people who should partake in it, as well as those of us who are consumers of social media or digital media. And it is therefore very important that we really look at what we as users or we as people who communicate on a daily basis have the right to do vis-a-vis the government's responsibility to also ensure security, law and order. And what we believe is that a lot of the lecturing for the cybersecurity bill, for example, is ambiguous in terms of the kinds of offenses that they are being talked about, that are being discussed, and the ramifications for you being seen as contravening some of these offenses make this draconian, make this unsuitable for the current day and age and society that we have, because you are looking at things that would either be minor or major and bottling it up into just one category and then criminalizing all of it. There are instances where people create secondary social media accounts or secondary digital identities, not because they want to stalk someone, but it could be interpreted as so. There are a lot of us who have what we call backup accounts that they can sometimes use to make commentary. And sometimes even because of, by virtue of where you work and all of that, you might not be at liberty to be making certain statements. And therefore, people use some of these backup accounts for things like that. But that is not even the core. The core of it is that it is a dangerous thing to have laws like this, or some of the stipulations in laws like this, dictating what should be the government's response or the security apparatus' response to some of these things that happen digitally, because in the wrong hands, this could be used to abuse the personal rights of many individuals and could be used to target people perceived as political opponents or people perceived as not liked by anybody who is in authority.
Salam Brontier, Imani Africa's Vice President, thank you for your time. Now, it's just 24 hours to the crucial second leg women's AFCON qualifier against Egypt here in Accra. But the Black Queens is yet to hold any training session towards the game. Despite a commanding 3-0 victory in the first leg, the Queens have not trained for 4 days and show no sign of resuming before the match. The players said they are owed $9,500 each for their performance in the recently concluded 2024 Women's AFCON in Morocco, where Ghana secured the bronze medal. Now, over the weekend, the Sports Minister Kofi Adams and officials from the Ghana Football Association met the players at their hotel to address the impasse. According to sources, the minister reportedly told the squad they were free to boycott tomorrow's match if they so wished, a remark that is said to have heightened tension in the camp. Well, the sports minister will join us later for a reaction on this. But before that, let's get some background. And Joy Sports editor Fentio Tahiru Fentio joins me in the studio. Fentio, how serious really is the standoff between the Black Queens and authorities? And what exactly led to the boycott of the training?
Yeah, a very serious matter, because this game that they are supposed to play against Egypt is the last game that they will play in the qualifiers for next year's WAFCON tournament. That tournament will then serve as a qualifier for the 2027 Women's World Cup. And so it's a critical game, but the Queens say that they are owed bonuses from the WAFCON tournament where they won the bronze medal. They say authorities have lied to them for too long, and they want the monies now, because they believe that if they don't get the money before this qualifying game, they might lose the window to get it. So it's a very serious matter, and the players are refusing and insisting that they will not train and will not play the game if the bonuses are not paid. So
we also understand that the players haven't trained since Friday. How unusual is it for a national team to go 3 or 4 days straight without training, especially when this is close to a major qualifier?
Yeah, very, very unusual, because the team came back. They played the game, the first leg on Thursday, returned on Friday. We're supposed to train Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday before the game on Tuesday. So to not have trained a single day, 24 hours to the game, is quite serious. And you cannot guarantee that they will be in the right physical stature to be able to honor this game and win convincingly. They won the first leg 3-0, so they are still favorites to go through, even if they do show up tomorrow without training. But it's still not very professional to go into a game like that without any sort of training.
And what's the government's explanation for the delay in paying them?
Well, the ministry say that they've put everything in order and that it's going through certain processes. Remember that they played 6 games at the WAFCON tournament, which was played in July of this year. They won only 1 game in regulation time, but they went all the way to win bronze. The ministry then said that instead of paying you for the 1 game that you won, because you went all the way to get bronze, we will pay you winning bonuses for every single game as if you won every single match. But they're saying that the processes to get that money paid take time and that they're still on it. But the the Black Queens, they want assurances and a commitment to what day and what date the monies will be paid. The minister is refusing to give them that, and that's why the standoff isn't going anywhere.
Thank you very much, Fentio Tahiru Fentio. Let's hear from the Sports and Recreation Minister, Kofi Adams, who's just joined us live via telephone. Mr. Adams, good afternoon. Thank you for your time on the Midday News. How did we get here?
Well, how did we get here? The Queens decided that instead of training, they will not train to play. And that is why we've gotten to where we have gotten to.
Now, reports suggest that you told the players, that they could even boycott the match if they so wish. Did you make that statement, and what exactly did you mean by that?
First and foremost, when did they announce the boycott, and when am I alleged to have made that statement?
You didn't make that statement?
I'm asking, when did they boycott, and when did they allege that I made that statement? They refused to train the day before yesterday. They didn't train yesterday. I had a meeting with the 3 captains together with the FA president and the national team's manager in the night around 9 p.m. So how could my statement be the reason for their boycott? Allegedly, even if I said so. But I did not say that.
Okay, thanks for that clarity. But with the team refusing to train just hours to this game, what concrete steps is your ministry taking right now to resolve this standoff?
After we met them yesterday, they agreed they will train today. So I don't know who is putting out that information. I wait to see. And I told them they can't play without training. So they gave indication they will train today.
When are they likely to get this money?
When the money is released, they will be paid.
And will it
these are bonuses that are due them. We went for a tournament. CAF equally has a responsibility to nations that participated and also did well. That support from CAF even hasn't come yet, and that is what they must know. However, government has made every payment in terms of per diems, accommodation, transportation, all other welfare issues have been paid, including even these qualifiers that they are involved in. We don't owe them a dime. It's not like we haven't paid them all this. What they are owed are bonuses. And that even arose because in budget and in submission of the estimate, a certain critical expenditure line was not even added. And that responsibility had to be taken back in Morocco. And so some other funds were used in that direction. And government approval was sought, and it was gotten, and is going through a process. They were insisting I should tell them that they will be paid today and without payment, like they were not going to train. I said, no, I can't tell you that. I am a man of my words, and I will not give you words that I haven't confirmed yet. If I had spoken to the finance minister and the finance minister tells me that, okay, this will take maybe these minutes of processing and that this will happen, then I can give you that. But I can assure you that this is a government that paid coaches that were owed long before the government came into being. So how much more you, the young players that have done something in the era of this government, that you think that we will not honor it for you?
Mr. Kofi Adams, why are we having this issue with the Black Queens? We don't have that with the Black Stars.
Well, maybe the management of Black Stars have done things better. It's not like we never owe Black Stars. All teams are owed, but we pay it. The satellites, the U20 male, they are owed. Black Stars, we only paid their final bid recently after their qualifiers. So it's not like before the games they were not owed. They were also being owed. The princesses, we haven't paid fully what is due them. So all national teams are owed one thing or the other. But government will surely pay. And these have gotten approvals. It's not like we are debating approvals here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kofi Adams, and he's the sports minister. Let's bring you other stories now. To ensure better learning outcomes, the Education Minister, Haruna Idris, has instructed all heads of schools to ensure the use of local languages as a medium of instruction at the basic level. Now, speaking on the sidelines of the 75th anniversary of the Mauli Senior High School, the minister added the president has given his blessing to the directive, which should be strictly complied with.
It's a present instruction that Ghanaian local language becomes the medium of instruction for all learners. We have scientific evidence, both from Oxford and Cambridge, that when learners learn with familiar language, there are better learning outcomes.
Well, we also have mixed reactions from parents. Here's what some of them told us on Journal.
We all attended tree-speaking schools where we were taught in English. So the students should also be taught in English at school. When he or she comes home, we can speak our mother tongue with them.
The reason why I agree with him is, one, the local language is the primary dictation of our culture. So we can rightly know our culture from our kids, or we can direct our educate to know their culture. If say ojira okasa na asenia unim dia wufi.
But for the school heads and teachers, this is welcoming news.
For the mother tongue, it's a good idea, but it should be limited because, let's say, in some of our courses that we are reading, you can't teach science with, let's say, some of our, let's say, tree, gun and all that, because there are scientific words that you can't mention in gun or tree.
I agree with the minister because most of our learners do not even understand the English as an official language. They are now learning. And once something that we are learning, we cannot actually use it to teach.
Let's now hear from the students.
But the question is, are all the students understanding the Gan or the Ewe? Because me, for instance, I don't understand Gan. So how are they going to teach chemistry in Gan?
I will agree that Ghanaian language should be with the subject teaching in our classroom because when we don't understand any difficult English the teacher speaks, and when he speaks the Ghanaian language, we can understand better due to how we relate to the culture.
You had some students there responding to the latest directive. Meanwhile, educational psychologist Matilda Ofori believes barring the language barriers, the students will greatly benefit if the directive is fully implemented.
You use the Ghanaian language to teach, not entirely. That's what we were doing, because it is assumed that at the end of the day, they'll set the questions when the child is being assessed. The child is being assessed in the English language. So if you use the local language to teach everything, the child, I don't know if the child will be able to get when it's time for the assessment, because they write tests, they write exams. Okay, so we blend some percentage of the English language with the Ghanaian language.
Let's now go on the phone lines and speak to the president of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Reverend Isaac Owusu. Thank you for your time on the Midday News. Now, your members are the implementers of this directive. How will this be executed effectively?
With every child, and we try to.
Minister's call is in the right direction. It is not something new that as implementers, this is the first time we are hearing it. You know, we've implemented similar programs some years back under the NALAP program, where at the early grade, i.e. from kindergarten 1 to class 3, teachers were made to use the mother tongue in terms of percentage. From KG1 to KG2, you use 60% of the local language and then 40% in summary after what the teacher has taught. But the challenge confronted that policy previously was that, you know, the teachers that are churning out from the College of Education and the universities, their languages, most of them are not taught. The local language, most of them are not taught in our colleges of education. So I believe that to make this policy very effective, I think the ministry can liaise with the colleges of education and universities so that going forward, the teacher trainees that will be coming out to teach the children, there should be some kind of specialization so that if the teacher is maybe Ghana, should not be posted outside the region, so that at least that teacher will be conversant with the language to enable the early grade children to appreciate the mode of teaching. And I think it's a good thing that we all have to applaud the minister for bringing it up for us for discussion.
And you just heard there the president of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Reverend Isaac Owusu. Now, also at that same program, the minister spoke about, of course, the viral video we've seen on social media about students, cutting their hair. Please have a listen to him.
The question is, what does hair got to do with academics? And then in the first place, you are saying that she's going to be indisciplined and all that. So you can't say she shaving the hair is going to make her disciplined. No, at least there should be standards.
I think it doesn't really make sense because I don't see the correlation with hair and studies. we those in the university, most of us have hair, and then we are still doing well. So it doesn't mean a child in the SHS is going to do bad just because she has hair or she's going to be indisciplined. We're crying every day because why would I keep my hair? See the length, and then now because of school, I should cut it. It's not fair.
Okay, but cutting hair is not part of academic excellence because someone can braid there or someone can cut there. The one who is on braid can be better than the person who has cut the hair. That one there I disagree. So if they don't want the student to braid their hair when entering the senior high school, they should go for natural hair, like they can braid cornrow or twist.
Say the all Canadian mimi to me. A good idea.
I personally disagree with him because I don't support the haircut idea. Everyone performs differently when it comes to academics.
He had some reactions to the Education Minister's directive for senior high school students to keep their hair short. You're listening to the Midday News. We'll be back with more stories.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white where it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana cedi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Finally here, the wait is over. The most epic celebration of entrepreneurship and innovation in Ghana. The EcoBank Joy Business SME Fair 2025 is here. From Friday 31st October to Sunday 2nd November, all roads lead to the Good Park, Accra Mall, the heartbeat of innovation, networking, and unstoppable business growth. Come and explore amazing local businesses, grab unbeatable deals, and stand the chance to win heavy giveaways every single day. And we're not stopping there. We're turning the fair into a full-blown experience with music, excitement, and endless vibes. Get your groove on with Tulenke performing live.
Boys, we no like cheap guests. But low key, we dey stalk them a page.
Feel the rhythm and energy with the sensational Ketchup.
Why the party there today?
Lift up your spirit with Perez music in an unforgettable live ministration. Plus, enjoy our live band, DJs on rotation, spin and win zones, refreshing side attractions, and a kids arena just for the little ones. Mark the date, bring your squad, come and shop, connect, and celebrate with the biggest SME community in Ghana. Because this year, it's not just a fair, it's a movement of business, creativity, and joy.
And you're welcome back to the Midday News. Thanks for staying with us. Now, in a contest famed for speed, wit, and mental endurance, this year's National Science and Maths quiz is witnessing something extraordinary. 3 sets of identical twins competing not just for points, but in perfect sync. From Ofori SHS to Ibri Girls and Wisty Girls Senior High School, these siblings are redefining teamwork, proving that when two minds think as one, brilliance doubles. That's quite interesting. And joining us right now is Jacqueline and Sumaya She's at Cape Coast. What a contest is happening. Jacqueline, bring us up to speed with everything happening there today.
Well, pal, so we just finished with the set for today with P.J. Seminary sailing through to the next stage, joining Yampong High School of State 2. Currently, we are for the next test for today. We have a contest which is going to be live on Joy News, featuring Coach John SHS and Ghana and Woodham Senior High School.
Jacqueline, thank you so much for that brief update, and you want to stay with us for update on the NSMQ. My name is Ofori. Good afternoon, and this has been the Midday News.